My name is Susan. I'm a licensed practical nurse that I work. Tamara's my manager, obviously. So she had prior engagement, so I figured I'd come and start.
Okay, good, yeah.
So if you have any questions along the way, just, feel free to ask. The shingles, I'll show you some pictures. I think you're all pretty much aware of what the shingles is, right? So anyone that has had the chickenpox virus, have you had chickenpox? You are susceptible to the shingles. So it's right now the chickenpox virus, if you had chickenpox, it lays dormant in your immune system somewhere.
That was a kid.
Right?
Yeah.
So it stays in you. We never get rid of it, right? So when you come upon some sort of life event, some stress or something, it's going to trigger that immune response to the shingles will show up. And that's when you'll see it again.
They don't know exactly, though, what does it.
What it does, no.
They-
But as long you have that chickenpox virus in you, it could come out at any time.
They tell me that stuff's nasty,
What?
the shingles.
I'll show you pictures, okay?
I've
So,
seen it on television.
I know.
It doesn't look good.
No, and it's, I'm trying to see if I can. So the shingles, it's a virus, right?
Yeah.
So it's actual virus, there's really nothing, you can get medications for it that's gonna help with alleviate your symptoms, the itchiness and any type of pain that you'll have when the outbreak comes. But it is a virus, it stays with you, like I said, from the time that you had chickenpox, God knows when, I'm probably 8 years old, right? When we were
Wow.
young. Now people have the vaccination.
Yeah.
So they don't even you have to make sure that you have grandkids or what have you, keep up on that, I'm not sure how long the chickenpox, vaccination lasts. I don't know if you have to keep getting it, after a while. Like the flu vaccine, you have to keep getting it after it probably loses its potency. So if your kids don't get the chickenpox now, remember those chickenpox parties we used to have back then? And you want your kid to get it, right?
Get it over with.
Yeah, get it and get it over and done with. Now, you get that shot and you
Which
don't
one?
get it.
When you had it, the mother would keep all the curtains drawn, they couldn't keep the light in, they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that. And then they'd feed you rum to bring it out.
Well, I don't know.
What was that?
I don't know.
I remember the dark shades. Would it have been
Really?
like the measles? I don't know.
Something like that. Measles.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, really?
Whatever. And then they give you rum that, maybe it was measles, to bring it out.
I don't remember
I
the
don't
rum bit.
know. I don't know.
That was before my time, Alan.
Well, I know that. I know that.
So the shingles is actually caused by the varicella zoster virus. That's the same virus that causes your chickenpox, okay? And it comes through. It's a viral infection. It's called herpes zoster that causes a painful rash that you'll see pictures of here. After you had the chickenpox, the virus stays inactive. So it's just laying in your body somewhere, just taking a rest inside your, someplace in your nerves, wherever it deposits, wherever it's comfortable. The virus may reactivate, the chickenpox virus may reactivate and become shingles, is what you'll see. And this is the lovely shingles. So it's a cluster of
I
little.
guess it's quite painful too.
Yeah, you can have lingering pain. There was, I wish she came. There was one of your Stowe residents that come and she suffered awful from the lingering nerve pain that can affect you. It usually represents on one side of the body. It's on typically a side of the body or face.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know the medical reason why. Unfortunately, in some cases, the rash, it may appear one side of the face. So it may appear on the side of the face near the eye, in which can cause some vision changes. So it's very dangerous. And there have been reports of blindness of it. So it's scary. Along with the rash, you're going to see some headache, fever, chills, stomach upset may also be part of your symptoms besides this. Painful, itchy, it blisters, it gets itchy, painful rash that comes out. It looks like little grape clusters, doesn't it? I don't know how to describe it. It's not fun to look at, though. That's for sure. No, there's some more.
Underneath the arm, oh God, that'd be painful.
Right? I mean, how do you keep it dry, really? You want to, kind of, you're going to be like this for a while. Well, you want to keep it covered, too,
Yeah.
So as soon as you feel, if you see any type of blisters, so you want to contact your healthcare professional. And they can, sometimes people even get shots to help with the pain. So you want to contact them because they do have some sort of antiviral medication that's available that may help. It's not going to cure it, but it may help with shortening the length of term that you do have the rash.
How long is it, the term?
It's going to be about 7 to 10 days. The rash presents on one side of the body or your face, and it's going to last for about 7 to 10 days before it scabs over. And
then it dissipates?
Yeah, most people experience a tingling sensation, pain, or itching 1 to 5 days prior to the rash. So you may feel something going on, like, oh, this is weird, and you're like, what's going on, and you're feeling something.
So you're talking probably 2 weeks.
Yeah, it could be, and I'm not sure how long afterwards. Let's see if there's some information. Yeah, it's pretty painful looking, huh?
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah, from what I've seen on television, it looks terrible.
Yeah, so you both just talk to your physicians and try to get that shot. I did get my shot at Walgreens. So they come in 2 parts, you get 1 and 2. And that's see how it's only on that one side,
That's weird.
Yes, it is.
One-
Yeah.
One-sided. And I don't remember with chicken pox, if that's all over, right? I
Yeah.
don't
That can
remember.
be all over,
Yeah.
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 And chicken pox doesn't discriminate. This does, right?
No, measles, mumps, chicken pox,
I don't know much about the measles. That was.
they're all over. Oh, that's what my mother would give me rum for, to bring out the measles. That's what it was.
Was
Yeah.
it the measles?
That's what
Oh, okay.
it would just,
Oh.
yeah, everything had to be dark. The room had to be dark.
That I
And
remember.
you'd give me a shot of rum to bring everything to a head.
Yeah, well, that's
I don't
good.
remember that part. Interesting.
Get the rum, I know. So, I mean, if this is some of your symptoms here, like you're gonna have the pain, burning, tingling, extreme sensitivity in a certain part of your body. So again, just remember, it's usually one side or the other side. A headache, a red rash that begins a few days after the pain. So once you feel that tingling and you can't figure out what's going on, then something shows up, then get to your doctor. And then they get fluid-filled blisters. They open and crust over. So that's the part that's gonna take 7 to 10 days. So in addition to that, you could, have some upset stomach, some abdominal pain, fever and chills may go along with that as well. So flu-like, really, and then the nerve pain. So just so you all know, if you've had, like we probably all did, we're in that age that we all got chickenpox, so we're all susceptible to get shingles. It's very important that you want to go and get your shots,
Wow.
please.
Yeah.
I know there was a shingles shot out once, but this new one, go and get it, and then talk to your doctor and see what they recommend.
Yeah.
When you do have shingles, now you can pass the virus on to anyone when you get those blisters, right? So that's where you can pass on the virus to another person. With the blisters, it's the fluid-filled blisters. So what was going to happen, though, anyone who has not had chickenpox before, you will end up having chickenpox, not shingles.
Oh,
So
interesting.
you're going to get the virus originally.
I
when
guess
it-
that's quite
yeah.
vicious if you get it as an adult.
Yes, it is not good.
Yeah.
Not good. So I mean, it's not good to have chickenpox once you're above the I don't know, in 20s, I think it was, is what I remember hearing. you don't want to, now they try to prevent everything.
Yeah.
So now you don't even get that's why I said, I don't know, I have to see, I have some information about the chickenpox virus. Because you don't want, I think it has a lifespan, so you want to keep up on your immunizations even as an adult. But we don't have to worry about it.
Oh, okay.
But we have to worry about shingles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though you had the shot, you might get used. Did you get it before? Did you say shingles?
I had the old shot, but I have my physical the end of this month, so I'm gonna ask her.
Oh, okay. But you haven't had shingles at all?
No, I haven't had the
Okay.
shingles, no.
So they are recommending, they are recommending to have this Shingrix, excuse me, the new vaccine, even if you received another vaccine already. Yeah, the vaccine is recommended even if a person has already received the Zostavax. That's the one that this is replacing.
Yeah.
So, the Zostavax came out originally in 2006.
Whoa, the
That
what?
long ago, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
believe it or not.
What you call it?
Zostavax?
Oh, I don't know.
That's the original shingles vaccine.
Oh.
It was a live vaccine that they gave out to anybody 60 and above. Now there was more testing done. And the the CDC is able to give it to people 50. So, that's another thing, the nerve pain that's associated with it, it's good to go to see your physician because they can prescribe some sort of pain medication, over-the-counter pain medication. You can also apply cool, damp cloths to it to ease, type of compresses to ease some of the pain.
Is there anything that can relieve the pain? There's just the compresses?
Well, you can do the wet, cool compresses that will help.
Is that hot or burning?
Cool.
Or?
Cool compresses.
No. The rash, is it like hot and
It
burning?
gets
or-
burning
Oh,
sensation,
oh.
burning, tingling sensation. You can also take an oatmeal bath. That might help, just like when you had chicken pox back when you were a kid with poison ivy or chicken pox.
I was just gonna ask
Yeah.
about the baking, was it baking soda or baking powder?
Um,
I remember putting my kids in the tub.
I know, right? Yeah, that probably will, because that's
Yeah.
like a acid-base balance type
Yeah,
thing that would help,
yeah.
yeah. They say in oatmeal that's been ground and suspended in liquid, they probably get it at CVS.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
they call it a colloidal oatmeal bath.
Oh,
And then you apply some ointment that will help alleviate the itching. That may too. And I believe sometimes you can get injections to help with the pain. It all depends on what your physician says. But I know some people get the pain so bad and then it just lingers. Yep, so prevention is key, really, is what you don't want to, you want to avoid physical contact with anyone with a weak immune system, newborns, anyone who has never had chicken pox, because you don't want them to have chicken pox, and pregnant women. So if you did come down with shingles, you don't want to be around.
You more or less stay isolated.
Yeah, for sure. Well, plus you saw the side of it. You want to probably, I can't imagine having clothes on those blisters, All right, so call your doctor right away if the pain and rash are near your eyes. That's the most dangerous thing.
Yeah.
The infection can lead to some permanent damage in that area. If it carries over into the orbital area. And then if you have a weakened immune system from some sort of, co-illness or comorbidity, then, you want to tell the doctor right away. And then you want to call, of course, if it's very widespread and extremely painful. Because I think they could give you some sort of medication. Ooh, I didn't see that one. We missed that one. Did you see that one? Oh, God bless them. Oh, my God.
That's right in the
So
eye.
look how bad that can be.
Yeah.
Get your vaccines. That's terrible. I'm sorry. That is kind of a surprising picture. I didn't see that one. Oh, all right. So we all are good, and we're going to go get your vaccines right away. We don't want that. That's like a horror show. That's terrible. All right, so there's some potential complications of the shingles. It will heal on its own within a few weeks. Sometimes the pain or the sensitivity continue after the blisters have healed. This is known as post-herpetic neuralgia. So that's where that nerve pain will come around and exist when people say, oh my God, I still have, years later, they're still feeling the symptoms of the pain. I know there is a woman that comes to our clinic that, I don't know who, I forget her name, but she suffers from the neuralgia pain. Pneumonia, which, and then hearing or vision problems. I suppose if your vision, if anything, that's going into your ear, your orbital ear, area as well, it's gonna go down that tunnel. University of California. So that's affecting the eye. Oh my God, that poor woman. Ugh. So what we really want you to do is go and talk to, like, when you go back to your doctors, ask about your shingles vaccine, and see when you can probably just go to CVS and grab it.
Well, I was going to ask, do you need your doctor's permission?
No, I don't think so.
I'm going to check anyway, but
I went and I did get mine at Walgreens, and I don't think I needed a script. Yeah, you can just go and get it. Because I believe they should add it into the immunization registry. Potential complications. So the pneumonia, so what they may help improve with any type of your symptoms that you're getting, the antiviral drugs is what they can help with. So, I mean, it's a virus, so it's really hard to kill a virus. But they do have the Zorvarax, I'm not sure what that is, I'm sorry. So there are a few type of antiviral medications that could be prescribed. That's why it's also important to go right to your physician. If you, at the first sign of that tingling, that you can't figure out what it is until that initial patch shows up. So that may help, but it's just like when you think you have the flu, they give it to you immediately, right? You want to, as soon as you find a sign, you want to try to get this type of medication into you within 72 hours. So, as soon as you feel something, don't hesitate. You can see what the aftermath may be. Anti-inflammatory drugs, prednisone, sometimes that's issued as well to help, with any swelling or pain relievers. I'm not sure if the prednisone would actually help with any type of itching, but it will help with your swelling if there is any. Topical ointments for the itch. And then, Motrin, Tylenol, whatever you usually take. Cool wet compresses, that will help relieve pain and itching, really. Anti-itch cream, maybe some calamine lotion or something. The best medicine is prevention. So you know that we had the first shot that came out. What the heck was it called? Zostra, yeah. So the Zostravax was the first one that came out in 2006. All right. So that was a live vaccine that was given. Now this new one that came out, I said they dropped the age from 60 to 50 that you can get it. It comes in 2 doses. It's not a live vaccine. So, and that's the Shingles. So they are the two different kinds. The chickenpox vaccine, as we talked about earlier, it's already part of your childhood immunization, so they don't want you to get chickenpox. You don't want to have this virus living in your body until a future stressful event or some sort that's going to bring it out as shingles. So this is just the 2 different types of vaccines that are available, which is what you want to get now. 50 or older, 2 doses, 2 to 6 months apart. So this is the recommended non-live. This is the one that has been issued, that has been the live vaccine. The Zostavax was probably. There's a poor girl getting a shot.
Yeah.
Don't forget, flu clinic's coming. Have any questions about it? I'm trying to, yes, sir.
Are there any
The man-
complications from the shot?
Not that I'm aware of. I will tell you this much. First of all, just because of the side effects that come with it and living experience, that it is as painful as a flu shot, if not more. It's going into your muscle in your arm. And the 2 doses, I will tell you, I could feel the shot a lot. It's a lot more than you can feel. It's equivalent to getting a flu shot, but the pain will linger. You also have to remember, it's going right into you're getting that, you're slicing into your muscle, right, with the needle. So you will feel arm pain.
So you have 2 shots at the same time?
No, 2 to 6 months apart.
So how long does that last?
The pain?
Yeah.
Just a few days. Just like getting a flu shot, but it is a little bit more painful. And the first time I got it, I'm like, oh wow, because I get a flu shot every year, and you can feel your arm a little tender for a day or 2, but I could feel it maybe 3-4 days, the pain. The next time the second shot, I did get, again, the same amount of pain, but I also got some staining. So my arm was a little red for a few, that'll probably last about a week, but that was fine. At least I'm protected for the most part, as much as possible now. But that's the only complication, just the pain and redness to the area. So that's just important. That's the information about the actual vaccine. So really, it's basically the shingles is your virus that's caused by the chickenpox virus that we all pretty much experienced when we were kids, right? Every year in the United States, shingles affects approximately 1 million people. About 1 out of every 3 people in the United States will get shingles during their lifetime. Approximately half of those who live to be 85 will have 1 or more encounters. So it could happen more than once. If you do get it again, I'm sure it's not going to be as severe as the first time. How do you get the shingles? You can't catch shingles. Like I said, that virus is already live and in your body. It's going to come out of usually some sort of event that happens. So you don't get shingles from other people. Only people who have had chickenpox can get the shingles. So all of us who didn't get that vaccination and we had chickenpox can get shingles. It's still laying dormant in us. So once you have chickenpox, you can get the shingles, and to prevent it, you need the vaccine. All right?
She's pushing that needle.
I know.